Halo has had some major announcements come out recently with their Project Foundry announcement and Halo A New Dawn Vidoc, but that's not the only major news circling around the Halo franchise. Recently, there are rumors recirculating of Halo coming to PlayStation for the first time ever. Today, we'll be covering every point possible to see if Xbox would truly ever do this and more. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The short answer to everything I'm about to say is yes. I truly do now believe Halo could be going multi-platform, and here's why. Halo recently announced their changes to the franchise, including rebranding the studio, cleaning house to restructure development, changing to a new engine, and giving an overall new look to the series. If you want to see all of this broken down in depth, and with my thoughts, the link to this video will be provided in the description below. But after the announcements, we then got a job posting over on Audiokinetic, which is an audio software developer owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment, where Halo itself was name dropped as an upcoming project new employees would be working on. That's not even mentioning the job posting earlier this year that came directly from 343 Industries for their position of lead designer, stating the next game would be quote unquote for all players on all platforms. And seeing as 343 Industries, now Halo Studios, is exclusively working on all things Halo for Xbox, this means we could be seeing Halo finally going multi-platform. Now you may be saying, well, when it comes to Audiokinetic's job posting, maybe they mean Sony audio systems that you use for peripherals for your home sound systems. I mean, Sony does also make things like soundbars, speakers, and headsets that are for more than just PlayStation exclusive products. But if so, why name drop Halo in particular in the listing, a franchise almost as far removed from PlayStation as possible? Also, the listing itself is pretty specific, stating, as the senior technical sound designer, you will work with audio programmers, the audio team, and other disciplines to implement audio into Unreal and Wise for upcoming Halo titles. We also know that Unreal Engine 5 is the new engine being used for the upcoming Halo games, thanks to the Project Foundry announcement, giving this even more merit for being used in the new entries as well. And when it comes to the 343 job listing, you could say, well, maybe they mean all Xbox consoles. They do have backward compatibility for Xbox One when it comes to Halo Infinite, and they have two consoles for their current generation of Xbox, being the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, which are performance-wise two different beasts. But again, if so, why not just state it as all Xbox consoles instead of just leaving it so open like that? So if all of this can just be explained away for you, this, coupled with the debacle earlier this year and even currently still happening with Xbox, has me truly convinced Xbox might make Halo multi-platform. For those of you that aren't aware, earlier this year, heavy rumors were swirling stating a lot of AAA Xbox exclusives were going multi-platform, with games like Starfield, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and even rumblings of the newly announced Gears of War E-Day. Now, when it comes to those rumors and Gears of War E-Day itself, I did cover that in a separate video, and if you want to see what I had to say at the time on the matter, that video will be linked down below in the description. But I am singing a completely different tune now because I'm almost positive that these games will be going multi-platform for a couple of reasons. 1. Xbox's stance on switching to more of a game publisher rather than a competing household console with exclusives to their platform. This can be backed up by their business presentation they held earlier this year, where they stated they would be bringing games to more avenues and bringing all the developers under their umbrella to as many gamers as possible, whether that be on Xbox consoles or their PC Game Pass counterparts. Here, they essentially admit they lost the console wars in the earlier generations and have since decided to pivot the stance on gaming. You could see this by Microsoft even having a PC version of their console exclusives in general. I mean, right now, you could play Halo or countless other Xbox exclusives on PC and play them multi-platform today. 2 is what I call the great lie of Indiana Jones. During that same business presentation, people were questioning what, if any, games were truly going cross-platform because at the time, the rumors were louder than ever on things like Halo, Gears, and Indiana Jones, which were all being seen as flagship titles to Xbox coming over to PlayStation. During that presentation, they stated no AAA titles would be going multi-platform, including name-dropping Starfield and Indiana Jones.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you say? Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
Fast forward to Gamescom, and all of a sudden, we see a trailer and a date announcement for Indiana Jones, then after that, another date for a PlayStation release, being December 9th for Xbox and PC, and spring 2025 for PlayStation, making this game only a timed exclusive for Xbox. Even though, earlier this year, they name-dropped this game specifically would not be going multi-platform and is considered a AAA console exclusive release. Next we had 3, which is they have already made exclusives go over to PlayStation earlier this year. Again, in that same business presentation, it was held because of those multi-platform rumors, and confirmed 4 games would be going to PlayStation to try out how this worked out for Xbox. They didn't confirm the games at the time, but everyone pretty much knew what they were, and they were later confirmed to be Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush. Now, the success was a mixed bag, as even with this move, Hi-Fi Rush developers at Tango Gameworks all got, as the company disbanded May of this year. But something like Sea of Thieves was a top pre-order once it was available for PlayStation 5. And finally, point number 4. They may be making a ton of money at Xbox through things like game releases, Xbox Game Pass subscriptions, and microtransactions through first-party titles, but the cost of getting all of these indie and AAA studios, along with funding some games and publishing most of them themselves, means they are extremely eating into their profits. And they want to find ways to get more money out of things they already have, rather than try to make new products and not knowing if they'll get what they consider a good return on investment or profit margin as a return. Don't get me wrong, they're probably making a killing over there, and for the most part, we don't know exact numbers of profits or gains in revenue, just general graphs or numbers showing that they're at the moment still successful. But when it comes to focusing on Microsoft's gaming, not Microsoft as the conglomerate where they dip into tech, software, and so much more, they have been behind the curve in terms of financial success, especially when compared to someone like Sony. Their console sales are getting worse and worse, meaning less people buy exclusives, and of course, they on Xbox don't have very many AAA exclusives people truly get hyped about. And I'm saying this as an Xbox-centered gamer who has used it as my major console of choice since a kid, and where all my friends are on. Not to mention, the deals to acquire these studios like Bethesda and Blizzard are not cheap. I mean, just Blizzard alone cost them $69 billion, and truly, since acquiring both of these expensive studios, they haven't done anything crazy with them yet, or had a majorly successful release. I'm looking over at Bethesda in particular on this one. Overall, with all the job postings, the multi-platform releases, and of course their pivot in business strategy, it all points to more and more exclusives going multi-platform until eventually, everything, even console-selling games like Halo, are ported to get more sales and profit. The most damning piece of evidence in my eyes are the job listings, because job listings just straight up don't lie, and the pivot of the touted console exclusive now going to a timed exclusive being Indiana Jones. I think eventually, whether it be 8 months from now, 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, we will eventually see something like both the new Halo and the Master Chief Collection possibly over on PlayStation consoles. And if we do see this major pivot, definitely keep an eye out for every other exciting exclusive, including something like Gears of War E-Day. More than likely to keep up some sort of console sales due to exclusivity and play into some people's impatience, I do believe we will more than likely see the Indiana Jones strategy, where it will be at least a couple of months before Microsoft exclusives go over to PlayStation as a port. But at the end of the day, it'll still end up on other platforms. At least that's my take on the matter. With all of the evidence and my thoughts on the situation, let me know what you guys think of everything in the comment section down below. And if you could or couldn't ever see flagship Xbox exclusives eventually going multi-platform. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it entertaining, make sure to scroll down and make that like button glow so we could reach our like goal of 25 likes for this video. While you're down there, consider subscribing as we'll be covering Halo as updates come out, other AAA games throughout the year, hilarious content, and more. As always, your support through your viewership, liking, and subscribing is always greatly appreciated and helps me out tremendously against the multi-console threat that is the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace!